Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 7 of 2025, we had 146 tournaments, with a total of 2,679 players and 8,682 games played. This week we have a lot more tournaments than last time, however, less games played, which suggests there are far more of the smaller tournaments. We also had the first results with the new Aeldari Codex in this period. With that said, this week the Space Marines topped the charts with 25 wins, 84 top 3s, and a weight pace of 20.5. This is almost the same as the 20.7 they got last time, which isn't too surprising considering they got nearly the same number of wins. As always, we will cover the individual chapters later on in the Space Marine chapter breakdown. Chaos Demons are again in second place with 12 wins, 39 top 3s, and a weight pace of 11.5, which is the third best overall. They continue to be one of the dominant factions, especially as they got the joint most wins at the larger tournaments other than the Space Marines. The Guard managed to get third this time as well, also with 12 wins, 22 top 3s, and a weighted pace of 12.8. We are still waiting for the general release of the Guard Codex, but they are doing reasonably well at the moment, with 2 third place finishes in a row. Orcs come next with 11 wins, 27 top 3s, and a weight pace of 14.3, which is much better than the 4 wins and weighted pace of 28.3 they got last time. Death Guard continues to perform well, also getting 11 wins, with 22 top 3s and a weight pace of 10.9, which is the second best this week. This is another week with the second best weighted placing. They are cementing themselves as one of the stronger factions at the moment. The brand new Aeldari get 10 wins with 29 top 3s and a very impressive weighted placing of 8.4, which is the best overall. This is a very good start in terms of placings, however, they only managed 2 wins from the larger tournaments. We will cover their win rate a little later on in the video. The Custodians get 10 wins as well, with 26 top 3s and a weight base of 15. The Necrons and Imperial Knights both get 7 wins, with the Necrons getting 28 top 3s and the Knights getting 18. They have weighted placings of 23.4 and 18.6 respectively. Chaos Space Marines top the green group with 5 wins, 16 top 3s and a weight base of 26.4. The World Eaters get the exact same wins and top 3s, with a slightly better weighted placing of 25.8. They are behind the Chaos Space Marines, purely as they are ranked alphabetically after the top 3s. The Tyranids have 4 wins with 22 top 3s and a weighted pace of 38.5. The Grey Knights also have 4 wins with 13 top 3s and a weighted pace of 22.3. There are 9 factions in yellow this time, with between 3 and 1 wins. The Imperial Agents do have a very low weighted placing, but it doesn't really compare against all the other factions, as it only had a handful of players. This week we don't have any factions in red, with everyone picking up at least 1 win. 22 factions managed at least 1 top 10 placing, but the Space Marines get the most top 10s with 289, which is a lot even for them. Necrons are in second with 90 top 10 placings. Chaos Demons are in third on 89 top 10 placings. The Space Marines are the most played faction with 21.65% of all players taking them. Aeldari the second most popular on 6.27%. Necrons are in third on 5.97%. The Aeldari storm into second place with their new codex being rather popular in its first week. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week, Chaos Demons remain at the top of the charts, with an impressive win rate of 57.3%, making them the only faction above the Goldilocks zone. They have not been shifted by the new Aeldari Codex, which isn't too surprising. Custodians are the first faction within the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 53.9%. They have improved on last time, where they got a win rate of 51.3%. Admech come next with a win rate of 52.9%, which is a lot better than the 48.6% they got last week. They did do a lot better at the smaller tournaments, which could explain their newfound success. I would expect this to drop back a bit when we have more larger tournaments. Imperial Knights come next with a win rate of 52.5%, which is a little better than what they have been doing. The Orcs run a win rate of 52.3%, which is a lot better than the 45.7% they got last time. This also explains why they did well on the placings. The Death Guard get a win rate of 51.7%, which is a little bit behind what they did last week, but it is still very good, considering they have been over 50% for a while now. The Genius of the Cult's win rate is fluctuating a lot. This time they got 51.4%, compared to the 43.1% they got in the previous period. I'm not sure why it is changing so much. If I was to guess, I would say it's because we have many more smaller tournaments this week. The very few Imperial Agents players are next, followed by the Thousand Sons, who have a win rate of 50.8%. Chaos Knights top the other group on 49.8%, followed by Chaos Space Marines with a win rate of 49.6%. Necrons have a win rate of 49.2%, with the Tyrannies on 49%. The new Aeldari Codex gets a win rate of 48.1%, which is a reasonable start. We'll have to wait and see how the book does in the coming weeks, but at least it looks like it is relatively balanced. The Grey Knights get a win rate of 47.6%, with Guard on a win rate of 46.8%. The Votann have a win rate of 46.7%, with Space Marines overall on 46.3%. The World Eaters get a win rate of 45.8%, with Tau just getting in the Goldilocks zone on 45%. The Drukhari are the only other faction in yellow, with a win rate of 43.7%. The Sisses are unfortunately back in red, with a win rate of 34%. The game is looking relatively well balanced, with only 3 factions outside the Goldilocks zone. Chaos Demons are still at the top of the running total win rates, with an impressive 56%. They have slightly increased their lead after this week's results, and are still the top faction overall. The Imperial Knights remain in second place, with a win rate of 52.5%. The Custodians have moved up after some good performances. They now have a win rate of 52.1%. Death Guard have just dropped behind, with a win rate of 52%. The Gene Sealers have managed to stay in green, with a win rate of 51%. The Admech have managed to get in the green group, with a win rate of 50.1%. The vast majority of factions are in the Goldilocks zone, with only 2 factions below. The Tau have a win rate of 44.5%, with the Sisters at the bottom, with a win rate of 38.2%. We'll have to wait a few weeks to see how the new codexes affect the running total win rates. The Death Watch topped the charts this week, with a win rate of 50.4%, making them the only chapter in the green group. The Blood Angels were in second place this week, with a win rate of 49%. The Unknown Codex chapters are the last in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 46.4%, and by far the most players. The Space Wolves are the first outside the zone, with a win rate of 44.5%. The Black Templars are just behind, with a win rate of 44.4%. The Dark Angels are still struggling a little bit, with a win rate of 42.9%. As is now the norm, the Codex chapters lead the way in terms of placings, with 10 wins and the most top 10s. The Blood Angels are performing well in terms of placings, with 6 wins. The Space Wolves get 4, with the Dark Angels on 3, and the Black Templars and Deathwatch on 1. The Space Marines are in a reasonably good spot right now, but there is still some further balancing required. The Deathwatch extend their lead of the running total win rates. They are now on 51.3%. The Blood Angels are in second on a win rate of 48.7%. The Codex chapters come next on 47.9%, followed by the Black Templars on 45.2%. The Space Wolves just managed to get in the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 45%. The Dark Angels are now the only chapter out of the zone, with a win rate of 43.7%. Chaos Space Marines overall have a win rate of 47.8%, with the 21 Emperor's Children players on a win rate of 47.5%. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.